Our next video is really a lot more introductions. As you see, the representative from Wood and Lamping by the name of Bob Malloy, an attorney, has quite a laundry list of qualifications and experience with township government and village government and other various public sector representation. He is a very skilled attorney in this kind of law, and it wasn't necessarily any slam on the county's abilities, but it's just time for us to have a law director. And as you noticed in the last video, Jack had mentioned that Ray thought that it was an appropriate time, that it was overdue, I guess, that we had our a law director for the township on retainer. And I asked Ray a little bit about that. He indicated three reasons that we should have our own law director, our own attorney. Number one, it's overdue because the county or the township is what's referred to as a statutory township, and they do have representation by the county prosecutor's office. The problem with that is they only represent the trustees. They don't represent anybody or the trustees as their government. They don't represent anybody else, any other agencies or whatever, like the CIC or the Park District, and things like that. So with this attorney on retainer, it would spread out some of those legal representation. Also, another reason that Ray indicated that it was a little long overdue was because that the township is really a big government. There's a $4 or $5 million a year budget, and we need that much representation. This is a big business that is not 8 hours a day. This is a big business that is 24/7, and so it's time to have our own representation. And finally, as a part of a risk management strategy, he indicated, the township and the trustees and the administrator and the police chief is all the time, often anyway, being sued by various individuals, and having our own attorney, not just the representation by the county, but having our own law director is good risk management strategy as you're talking about legal issues involving the township. So at this time, let's go ahead and look at, basically it's a lot of just introduction. We'll get to kind of the meat of these meetings here after this. Bobby, go ahead and roll that video as well. Thanks.
Yes. Item F is introduction and report from our legal director, Bob Malloy. The chair is yours.
Thank you, Mr. President. I was asked just to introduce myself a bit. I'm an attorney with the law firm of Wood and Lamping in Cincinnati, Ohio. One of the areas that we've practiced in quite a bit is the representation of local governments. I've practiced in that area for approximately 35 years. We represent a number of communities. Represent Sims Township for a township example. It goes back prior to it becoming a local home rule township back a number of years ago. We represent the city of Madeira, Terrace Park, Green Hills, Waynesville, Springdale, Mason. Been special counsel to a number of communities. And the one thing that I can guarantee council or trustees here, the board of trustees tonight, and all of you in attendance, is that I don't know everything, but I do try to be comfortable with questions that are asked and give a good answer, and one that I can rely on, and the people receiving my response can rely on. We have represented a variety of communities. As I said, we've also represented private property owners and issues regarding, for example, eminent domain. We represented the city of, not the city of Norwood, but the private property owners in the city of Norwood condemnation case in which to establish the new laws and new protections for private property owners in the state of Ohio. Last evening I was arguing a case in Anderson Township regarding the Martin Marietta limestone mine is proposed there. A number of communities and the residents are in opposition to it. I've been involved with and feel very strongly about advising the boards and councils I represent regarding public meetings, public records, conflicts of interest, and certainly have a long time reliance upon recognizing that there's got to be a transparency in government, and that our records are really the public's records, and that the meetings should be open to everyone and understood by everyone. Again, I admit that I'm not really familiar with Goshen Township. I'm very eager to learn about the township and to become part of the fabric, at least for a while. This is on a sort of a transition basis, I think, an introduction. We'll see how things go. But I work at the pleasure of the Board of Trustees. That doesn't mean I do what the Board of Trustees exactly instruct me to do, except that I will provide advice on questions that are asked, and I'll give my best answer to that. And we'll move on from there. Generally, if there are questions that you feel are of a legal nature, it's best that it be directed through the township administrator or to one of the township trustees, rather than coming directly to me. I respond with my legal advice to the township trustees and also to the appointed officials of the township. I'm very excited about working with the township. I will do my best, as I've tried to do, representing different communities for approximately 35 years, and would hope to be able to serve Goshen Township in a manner which, when I'm done, I'll be proud about.
This is a well overdue thing for us. Ray's real excited about it. Not to demean the prosecutor who has helped us in the past, but I mean, their job is to put people in jail and not help us interpret the Ohio Revised Code. And
I will say that I have no problems working with the county prosecutor's office. I've done that in Hamilton County and other counties that we've worked with. We look at it as all of us as, I think, a team of representing the constituents and the residents and businesses of the community to make it better.
And his services can also be provided to other committees and commissions like the Park Commission and the Zoning Commission if needed, the CIC, so we have our own legal counsel. So, but all of those inquiries should go through Ray or through me. I prefer through Ray. So, subsequent to him being appointed,
some pretty interesting comments and ideas from the attorney. That'll wrap it up for part 2 of our Twig program for this evening. Please move on to part 3. Thank you.